Hiya, and welcome back to Santa Lucia. The game that teaches us that... I feel like Carlos would post similarly to a Facebook mom. Like, I genuinely think Carlos would post similarly to like a Facebook mom. By that I mean, like, minions. Just minions. I think you'd find that funny. Anyways, let's just hop right in. A very modern, sleek-looking building comes into view as we take a right onto another path. There's a fancy sign that displays the name of the department it hosts. Ah, this is the Engineering and Computer Science building. Almost all my classes are in there. Oh, you've never told us what you're studying! So you're gonna be an engineer, huh? Not exactly. I plan to be a professional programmer, so I'm studying computer science. Ah, that explains a lot. I had you pegged as a video gamer the moment I saw you. What? Wait, who's that over there? I'm not that predictable, am I? Oh no. Huh? Karina shoots me a death glare this time. Sorry! I didn't realize that hurt your feelings. He pushes up his glasses with a finger and smiles. Nah, it's okay. I'm used to it. Yeah, I'd like to be a game developer someday. Video games are one of my passions. I've been playing them since I was 3 years old. I'd love to get hired by one of the big studios. It's my dream! Notice Nate has left my line of sight, so I glance around trying to find him. What are you doing, Nate? Carlos steps aside, revealing a cowering fox behind him. Nate points a finger at the entrance to the engineering building. What is she doing here still? Huh? I watched her drive away. Looking over, I see a group of adults being let out of the building by another mentor. From overall trying to make out what could possibly be putting him on edge. And don't get me started on game mechanics! My favorite... Chris? What's going on over there? Ah! I inadvertently snap him out of his rambling and catch his attention. What was that, Bennett? Those people over there, are they parents? Oh, yeah. This is an orientation for parents, too. You're kidding me. Why can't you leave me alone? We offer to ease parents into letting their children go. We show them the facilities, let them meet the deans, and basically do everything we can to ease the transition for them. You alright, Nate? No! I'm not alright. My mom's in that group. Can we move to the next location, please? The tone of his voice is completely different right now. His cheerful exuberance drops like a mask, revealing a frighteningly angry young man, which catches me off guard. Oh! Okay, yeah, we can. Chris seems disappointed nobody appears to care about his interests. Oh, Chris, I could listen to him. I could listen to him just ramble on about Nintendo all day long. I'm pretty sure that's what he was rambling about. I know, I want to. I actually want to listen to him. Yeah, I'm sure he'll have another chance to talk about it. Lydia of the Starlit Night. With the engineering building behind us, Chris leads us down a path that feels like we're wrapping back around towards Raymond Field. A strikingly official government-looking building looms over us to our left. This is the Business and Law Department. We have a renowned business administration program for undergrads. Those interested in pursuing law have a ton of options prepared for them before graduation. I believe one of you is interested in pre-law, right? Correct. He looks up at the building and smiles. This is a place my aunt said I would be in when we visited a year ago. Oh, so you've had a tour before? My aunt is an alumna. Chris's eyes light up. Really? Ah, that's so cool! So you're continuing on the legacy? I wouldn't put it like that. Carlos tries to hide a blush. Say, does anyone know what time it is? Hold on a sec. While Brian's pulling out his phone, Chris opens up his mentor pack and flips to the itinerary. It's almost noon. Ah! We're going to be late for lunch! Relax, we can handle... Seemingly on cue, my stomach begins to growl at me angrily. I suddenly remember the last meal I had ended up in the airplane's toilet. On second thought, I could actually use a little food. What? Look at Brian inquisitively. It's nothing, don't worry about it. My eyes narrow. I bet he was playing another joke at my expense. This guy really has a lot of growing up to do. Okay, guys, we need to start heading back towards the university center. Follow me. He directs us across to the other side of the path between a couple other buildings. Alright, I need to cover these quick. To the right is the music department. We've had several famous musicians attend USL, but I can't quite remember who they are off the top of my head. That's awesome! Yeah, I think one of them was a jazz artist. Bubba something. Ah! Bubba Stanley. That's it! Bubba Stanley, the saxophonist. I already opened a restaurant in Santa Lucia after he retired. I think I know about that. We should take a trip down there as a group one day. I cringe at the suggestion. I was never the kind who liked eating at restaurants. On the left here is the wellness center. Wellness center? What's that supposed to mean? Is it not obvious? Now, let's not start another fight. That was not my intention. Carlos takes a step away and folds his arms. Basically, it's an infirmary. I blink at him again. You mean a hospital on campus? I suppose that's a better word, yeah. Good to know. Okay, similar to Nate, is Chris always at an 11? Is he just always at an 11? So all the characters are just always at an 11. I love that. Rub my head, feeling the weight of only a couple sporadic hours of sleep weighing it down on it. I'll probably end up using it a lot. Really? What do you mean by that? The two of them look at me in confusion. It's nothing serious. I just have chronic headaches. Oh, I forgot. I should probably... Well, I'm gonna do that real quick. The realization that, like, I haven't charged in, like, 3 weeks. Well, actually, longer. I haven't charged it in a while. Unplug your head for instant relief. Exactly. Just unplug it. Turn it off and turn it back on. I smile as best I can. Please, Karina, there's no need to let everyone know about my nightmares. Oh, that's right. Whew, looks like she got the hint. Yeah, you'll be able to get some help for that here. Let's keep going, we're almost there. Chris starts walking faster towards a clearing behind these buildings. We arrive at another large field with various pathways cutting across it. I notice that all along the perimeter are some of the buildings we've seen so far on the tour. From where I'm standing, I can already identify the seaside marketplace on the opposite side, the theater to our right. I hope they haven't started calling in groups for lunch yet! They might have, but I don't think we're out of place. Look at all the other groups here! Yeah. We follow Chris down one of the paths leading towards the university center. I notice he's trying not to stand out too much as he walks, almost as if he wants to avoid being noticed by someone. As you get closer, the number of groups grows significantly. Most seem to stick to themselves, but some have started mingling with others. I won't lie, it would be nice to get a little break from these guys. Not that I'm not enjoying myself. It's just... they could try getting along better. Even Nate's been in a sour mood since we saw his mom. You alright, Ben? Eh? She smiles at me. You're looking at us kind of funny. I think he's just hungry, Karina! I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Ha ha, very funny. Jeez, my stomach growls once and all of a sudden my personality's been reduced to the hungry one. Exactly, I'm hungry for some tiger. Okay, so we have the grumpy one, Carlos. The horny one, Brian. The loud one, Nate. The girl boss, Karina. Hyperfixation, Chris. And the hungry one, Ben. Poor Bennett, he's now the hungry one. Lighten up! I'm just teasing you! You gotta learn to roll with the punches, Ben! Grumpy, horny, loud, girl boss, hyperfixationist, and hungry. I feel like we could distract Chris by just, like... I feel like we could distract Chris and run away by giving him something shiny. Like a set of keys. I think that's a good idea. That way we can get more food. That way we can sneak in, get food, and then sneak out, and then go sleep. Just give him something shiny, like a pebble, or like a stick. And then we can run away and go take a nap. That's right. It too, Karina. Awesome life hack for free food. Throw Chris into a 10-foot hole. No. Awesome life hack for free food. Give Chris something shiny. Okay, looks like they haven't started lunch yet. That's good. He takes a deep breath, clearly trying to calm himself down. So, we've got a little downtime. How's everyone doing? Any burning questions? I'm having a great time, Chris. Thank you for the tour so far. No problem, Karina. His tail swings behind him. I guess he needed the reassurance. Yeah, I have a question. Sure, go for it. I need to take a piss. Where's the bath? Before he can finish asking, the doors to the UC swing open, and one of the girls I recognize from check-in yells out, "Mentors! Gather your students! Lunch is ready!" Just give him a shiny Nintendo Switch console. There you go, just give him a shiny Nintendo Switch console. Oh, thank God, I'm starving. He completely forgets about the question he was asking and starts sprinting for the UC. Brian, stop! We need to get in line first! I laugh under my breath at the geeky shepherd as he tries chasing down the football player. Come on, guys, let's go. You betcha! The two follow after Chris, giggling alongside each other. We should go, right? Indeed. We can't let the panda get all the food. Huh. As we walk together, I notice there's a slight playfulness to his response. I'm gonna lick him. With consent. Finally managed to find my group in the sea of students and mentors. It took me a while to figure out what I wanted to eat. There's a surprisingly large variety of choices here. It's good to know I'm not going to go hungry. About time you showed up. You're the last one here, Benny boy. My blood runs cold. Sure enough, everyone's at the table. Could have sworn I saw Nate still grabbing a salad. I'm almost finished with my plate. It's good to have you join us, Bennett. I was getting kind of worried. I hope this isn't a habit. You're one to talk, Mr. I forgot my name tag! I snap back more bitter and sarcastic than I intended. Chill out, dude. He's just checking to make sure you're alright. Ugh. Let out an apologetic sigh and droop forward slightly with the tray still in my hands. Sorry, Chris, I didn't mean that. She's right, mate. He smiles at me while taking another mouthful of his sandwich. Huh? I look at Karina. She shrugs and takes a sip from her cup. Sorry, I always figure Americans don't say that. It's all good, mate. I see. Take a seat. Okay. I look around the table trying to find an empty chair, but... How nice of you to bring me seconds, Ben. I will rip your teeth out and throw them at you if you even think about taking our food. If you think about taking the food that is currently in our hands, I will rip your teeth out and shove them up your nose. Brian stands up and pats me on the back, then grabs the plate off my tray. What the? How'd you know I like orange chicken and egg rolls? I'm going to set fire to your Xbox. He smirks at me while taking a crunchy bite out of one of the rolls. Hey! Nate chimes in with a chuckle. Why would you do that to me? Karina rolls her eyes and frowns. I swear, if it's not one thing, it's another with you boys! I'm just joking around. He sits back down with my plate and continues chowing down on the plate he already had. Just give me a second. I'll be finished soon. While talking with his mouth full, he gives me a thumbs up. You can have my seat when I'm done, bro. I shrug my shoulders and place down my drink next to him. What's that for? Might as well take my drink, too! Carlos grunts, even though he's trying to appear like he's ignoring everything. Takes a huge bite out of the burrito in his hands. Trying best to keep my stomach from growling again, but it has a mind of its own. Oh, we're pissed. I'll just grab another plate and sit somewhere else. Seriously, dude, I'm just joking. It's not like you had to pay for the food. Here, you can have it back. I was giving me my plate, but I put a hand up and start walking away. Too late, you've sealed your fate. I'm gonna get you. Maybe not now, but soon. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Carlos smiles as he takes a sip from his cup. It's all in good fun, right? Still, I could use a little break. Maybe I really will find a seat somewhere else. I mean, the obvious option is to sit in Carlos's lap. That's the obvious option, just sit in his lap. Look, did you just fire a laser geometrically? Screaming geometrically. Figures. They ran out of orange chicken! So I decided to get a sandwich instead. Fortunately, they pack these suckers. Glance down at the monstrosity on my plate and see it's practically overflowing with meat, cheese, veggies, and condiments galore. I unconsciously lick my lips. Can't wait to get my mouth around this bad boy. With my newly restocked tray, I return to the seating area. So then I told her, Susie, DiCaprio is never going to see the play, so just go ham. Ah! That's adorable! Did she? With a little coaching from me, of course. Oh, you're so humble. I'm surprised humble is in your vocabulary. Tell us how it went. Huh. See, my group is in the middle of a conversation. I decided I don't want to intrude right now, so I look around for another place to sit. Couple tables down, there's a chubby otter gathering people together to take a group photo. His tank top flutters a bit as he quickly kneels to get a better angle. It's It's good to see even the other groups are having a good time. I travel deeper into the dining hall, scanning for an open seat with relative privacy. At this point, I kind of just want to eat my food and relax. Slipping behind a pillar, I find a nice spot that's hidden from view. I've already pulled out a chair and placed down my tray on the table before I notice something. Hi! Oh. Directly across from me sits the dragon I saw earlier. I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. I take a step back and put a hand behind my head. May I have a seat? The dragon nods his head and looks down at his plate. Yeah. There's trembling hesitation in his voice. You sure? It's alright to say no. It's okay. Go ahead. I nod my head and relax, sitting down and scooting the chair in. I unwrap a straw and stick it into my cup. I thought that was already a given. This man is clearly an introvert. And therefore, because we are an extrovert, we are legally required to adopt him into the friend group. I don't make the rules. I just follow them. I am actually an introvert, though. I think ambivert is more like it. There's the distinct sound of something tapping beneath the side of the table on his side. Take a sip from my soda and smile at him. So, how's it going? Oh, fine, I guess. He hasn't taken a bite of his pizza since I got here. My name's Ben. What's yours? He relaxes for a moment. I'm Zach. It's nice to meet you. I smile while holding out a hand towards him to shake. His guard immediately goes up again. The dragon carefully grabs my hand, clearly uncomfortable with the interaction. I sense the mood and give it a light shake, then let it return to his side. Sorry. He nibbles on a slice, probably trying to change the subject without saying so. So how's orientation been so far? Good! It's been good. Seems to sink into his seat a bit. I think I saw you earlier at the marketplace. Yeah. Notice his hands have found their way into his jacket's pockets. I'm sorry, I'm bad at this. I never know what to say. Nobody ever really notices me. I crook my head slightly. Is that why you walked away? He nods. I see. What about your group? Where are they? He points a finger towards a table halfway across the dining hall. They're over there. Kinda sorta told them I needed to use the bathroom. Peek around the pillar behind. Eh? I see a familiar panther laughing and mingling with a group of students. Sam's your mentor? Yeah. I met him earlier. Can't help but feel he's pretty cool. A tinge of jealousy at that. Seems to be having a good time over there. Wonder why Zach isn't with them. Yeesh, I know if I were him, I'd be excited to have Sam as my mentor. Yeah. I return my attention back to the dragon. He just stares off to the side. I take a moment to start on my sandwich. We are now consuming the bread. It's so big. I can hardly open my jaw enough to take a bite. They knew what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing. Crap. I chew the piece enough to swallow, then look down at the splatter of condiments on my plate. Zach looks at me confused.
I didn't get any on you, did I?
No. This has to be on purpose at this point. This has to be on purpose. I swear to God, if he says something lewd, I'm going to scream. Good. I put the sandwich down and frown. There's a small dot of mustard on my shirt. Start reaching for a napkin for the dispenser for the nearby dispenser, but there's none left. Zach is absolutely going to hate us. Crap! Here. To my surprise, the dragon pulls out one from beside him that I didn't notice. You can if you want to, Amethyst. I'm not going to stop you. I took some from one of the other tables. Thanks. I take it and, very carefully, wipe the mustard so it doesn't smear. There we go. Woo! Lucky me. Managed to get it off before it leaves a stain. You saved my fur there, dude. You're welcome. There's like a line under his eye. He's got bags under his eyes. I take another awkward sip of my soda. Silence falls between us once again. You know, usually I'm pretty good at getting people to talk to me. But this guy's been a tough nut to crack. Long way home. Is that an album cover? My jacket? Yeah. That should get him to open up. It's an old album by Bubba Stanley. The name rings a bell from earlier. The jazz artist? You know him? He perks up slightly. Not exactly. Scratch under my chin. I just heard he used to go here and that he opened a restaurant in Santa Lucia after he retired. Oh. Yeah, that's him. So I take it like jazz? Yeah. Kind of grew up listening to it. My parents are big fans. I nod my head. Cool, cool. I consider taking another bite, but I don't want to splatter everywhere again. And just like that, the topic ends. Huh. Don't take this the wrong way, but I kind of get the feeling you'd rather be alone. He looks at me with a frown. I'm sorry. I just don't know what to say. I shake my head. No, don't apologize. You came here for some privacy, then I drop in out of nowhere. Sorry about that. Scratch behind my ear. I'll go ahead and leave you be. Thanks. I gather my tray and push in the chair. It's alright, I understand. Maybe we'll see each other sometime. It was nice meeting you, Zach. He stares down at his plate as I walk away. Is he also gay? Oh, he's straight? Oh, so he's straight. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Chris is straight. Start making my way back to the group, weaving between tables and mingling students. Come on, Ben. It's just one guy. Don't take it so personally. He's just one of those shy kids, right? Remember how you were when you first transferred to Bernard Academy? Before you met... There you are, Bennett! Brian left your food. He was hoping you'd come back soon. He did? Notice across the table my old plate is still there, untouched save for the one egg roll Brian took a bite of. See? I told you he was fine. You probably went to the restroom, right? Are you okay? Sorry there wasn't any space for you earlier. I hope you're not mad. No. It's nothing like that. Here, take a seat. The others got up to grab some dessert. Thanks. Place my tray down and finally get a chance to sit with my group. So, tell me what happened. You want to hear about how we took a piss? Okay. I found a spot to sit near the back and ran into another guy eating by himself. Huh? Alone? Didn't he have a group? Yeah, he just needed some alone time, I guess. That's strange. Orientation lunch is a prime bonding moment for students and mentors. I'm surprised his mentor let him do that. I think he'd rather be alone. Where is he? I'd like to talk to him. He's back there. Point to the place behind the pillar. Huh? Shift around to get a better view, but notice that Zach's nowhere to be found. I guess he must have moved. I shrugged my shoulders and looked down at my sandwich. I should talk to him anyway. What did you say he looked like? It's okay, Chris. I think he decided to sit with his group again. It kinda hurts to know there's someone not enjoying orientation. Well, not everyone's super into social situations, you know. How can you say that? And this is how I know that Chris is an extrovert. Good lord. How could you say that? Meeting new people is half the fun of going to university. Yeah. I poke my sandwich. It's pretty soggy now. Suppose I still have the other plate, but it's probably ice cold. You mentioned dessert. When the others get back to their seats, Chris, Karina, and I get up for desserts ourselves. There's a small little bakery next to the kitchen that serves a wide variety of pastries. All the while, I keep an eye out for the lonely dragon in the hoodie. This whole time I've sort of felt like a fish out of water. Everything's going like 1,000 miles per hour. It's hard to keep up with all this. Hell, it's practically sensory overload. Well, I wouldn't exactly call myself introverted. Jeez, if it's this bad for me, I can't imagine how hard it is for someone like Zach. Yeah, that's Chris. I wonder if I'll see him again. Just watch. He's gonna be our roommate or something. Chris when introverts. With lunch out of the way, Chris leads us out a different door than the one we entered the UC from, continuing the grand tour of the school. Down a small flight of stairs, we find ourselves facing what I assume is the sports section of campus. Chris waits for us to follow him to the left, leading us down an elevated walkway that gives us a nice view of the fields. With my, limited sports knowledge, I'm able to identify a soccer field and a set of nets that I assume must be for tennis or volleyball. Behind them are a building that looks like a gym and a massive stadium that's probably dedicated to the football team. There's a banner hanging over one side of the building displaying the logo for the USL Asteroids. I go over at Brian, half expecting him to be losing his mind at the sight of it. Instead, he keeps his attention focused on the short, geeky shepherd in front of us. We soon arrive in front of a series of similar-looking buildings that stand several stories tall. Over here are the residence communities for our sophomore students. When you enter your second year, you're given the choice to join one of these 8 mini-communities. They each have their own themes, such as sustainability or community involvement. Scoff slightly hearing those terms. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. It totally is! His eyes light up, clearly not catching the sarcasm in my tone. Oh, you sweet summer child. I was in the sustainability building last year. It was an amazing experience. If I remember correctly, we managed to earn an award for being the most sustainable college dormitory on the West Coast. What does that even mean? Seriously? You don't know what sustainability is, Ben? I glance to my sides. Brian has a huge grin on his face while Nate stares up at the buildings in awe. Sustainability is when you live in a way that has minimal impact on the environment. Stuff like taking short showers, eating vegetarian, reusable water bottles, carpooling, only using electricity that you need. Each time you list something off, he raises another finger on his right hand. That sounds... Chris looks up at Carlos and Ernest. Never mind.
Okay, let's keep going then.
Chris continues walking down the path without looking behind him, probably assuming that we're following along. Carlos stares off to the side of the building. He's clearly bothered by something. I do not like the idea of these. It's all part of the experience, you know. I think it's worth a try. It could be fun if you get in the spirit of it. Karina shrugs her shoulders and trails off after Chris. My eyes momentarily meet with Carlos's.
Don't look at me. I don't really know what to think.
I end up being the last one to move on. Not gonna lie, this is a lot to take in. Hope I'll be able to handle it when the time comes. When we reach the next block, Chris turns around and smiles again, gesturing towards the left.
Ooh, check this out, guys.
He stops and stands proudly, puffing out his chest.
This is the Student Fitness Center, available to all current students with a university ID card.
Take a quick look at the building he's pointing out. It's surprisingly modern in its design, with entire rooms lined by glass windows displaying the wide assortment of gym equipment within. I tilt my head to the side and shoot Chris a wry smile.
Student Fitness Center, huh? Why does everything here have to have such fancy names? Wouldn't student gym work as well? I suppose, yeah.
Brian slides next to Chris and pats him hard on the back.
Don't be so bashful, man.
Chris rubs the back of his head.
Yeah.
Ben, you should never discredit the value of good marketing.
Eh?
I, for one, look forward to seeing what this place has in store. I mean, as an athlete, I'll be here pretty often. Ugh. Carlos lets out an audible groan and steps away from the group. Brian looks at me with a shrug of his shoulders. Sheesh, what's his problem?
I can't wait to check out the facilities, too. Ben, you and I should start working out together again. What?
Surprised by Karina bringing that up.
Just like when we were in track. Oh, yeah.
Wave of junior high nostalgia washes over me.
We should definitely do that. Awesome.
I think we have a track team at USL if you're interested.
I can get the information to you later. No, it's fine. It's just a hobby that keeps me active, you know?
Yeah, I get ya. I try to fit in a workout routine when I have spare time, but... He presents a dangling thread that I can't help but swipe at.
You're too busy playing video games?
I wouldn't put it that way, but yeah. He's too busy 100%ing Breath of the Wild again. He's too busy 100%ing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild again. It's 2018. Busy completing his Terraria bestiary. Wait, no. Hang on. He's too busy 100%ing Mario Odyssey. Or, no, 100%ing Minecraft. Again. He's 100%ing Minecraft again. I feel like he's done it more than once.
I wouldn't put it that way, but yeah.
Hang out with me long enough for now, if you boff! Brian steps forward and flexes his muscles for everyone to see. I am fit!
I guess it wouldn't hurt. And moving on.
Chris takes a few steps to get ahead, prompting us to follow along. We're led to the building next door, winding down a small flight of stairs and wrapping around to a peculiar sight.
What the heck is that?
I point at something that vaguely resembles a huge sculpture.
That's the winning submission for last year's St. Lucy's Day Out competition. Okay. What's it supposed to be exactly?
I squint at it, trying to make out any discerning features. It's certainly avant-garde.
Something about St. Lucy, I know that much. Oh, don't be so uncultured, you guys. I think the message is pretty clear.
She points at various shapes while trying to explain their meaning.
That mask there represents her leading people to truth. The spheres on that disc are her eyes, which means those scratch marks on her face indicate she's blind. Yeah, that's so pretty. I'd love to meet the sculptor.
That should be easy to arrange. Her name is Dr. Magnasco, and she's one of the professors in the art department. Which is right over here.
Oh my god. I can't wait to start classes now.
She looks at me and hops slightly, unable to contain her excitement.
I knew this was going to be a great place to study.
All I can do is smile, nod, and give her a thumbs up. Chris walks to the other side of the group, stopping in front of a field that's directly across from the art department. And right over here is the freshman dormitories, but you already knew that. When do we get our keys back?
Eh?
Yeah! I kinda wish I brought my water bottle.
Please be patient, we've still got a lot to cover. Speaking of, do I even have a room assignment? Huh?
Oh, that's right. Forgot you checked in late. Don't worry, Bennett, you have a room prepared for you already. You'll just have to wait for tonight like the rest of freshmen before you get your key. Look at the other two with slight concern.
Does that mean it's the room we're in for the rest of the school year?
Yeppers! Cold shiver runs down my spine.
So that means I already know who your roommates are.
You scared or something?
No, I
I take a moment to consider my response, but I eventually give up and slump forward.
Yeah, I had a bad experience in boarding school. I'd rather not relive that.
I'm sure you'll be fine, Bennett. Our dorm coordinators take special care when assigning new students to their first rooms. They account for compatibility, similar interests, degree programs, of which I don't have one, and a whole ton of other factors. You're going to have a great time, trust me. We are either going to be best friends with our roommate, like we'll be inseparable, or we're going to hate each other. I was nervous too. Then I got to meet my freshman year roommate and everything turned out amazing. Ugh, he's always so chipper. Still don't know about this, but I guess I just have to live with it.
I'll try, Crass.
Alright, we should start heading towards the other side of campus now. There's another side! Yup, we have to cross the river to get there. Come on, everyone, let's go. We weave down a few more paths, navigating around another group heading in the same direction. Looking down the road to my left, I'm able to see several of the buildings we visited before lunch. Chris stops us once we reach the bottom of a flight of stairs leading up to a surprisingly ornate bridge. Watch your feet, the stairs are made for jogging. I watch as he practically skips forward with every step. We follow along behind him, though only Nate tries to emulate his stride. Ah, there we go. Stands proudly once we're all at the top. Allow me to introduce you to the Bavarian Bridge, gateway to North Campus. Oh, wow! There's so much detail! Are those supposed to be faces? Yup. The bridge was commissioned in the early 1920s by the administration to provide access to the newly acquired land. So, we're heading into a newer section of the university. It's not necessarily the newest, but at the time it was the biggest land grant the school had received, nearly doubling its size. Most of the science departments are on that side, along with one of the features that put USL on the map. Ooh, you have me intrigued. I can't wait to show you! Follow me, everyone! As Chris starts leading us across the bridge, my attention is caught by the tall buildings on the other side. They have a distinctly European look to them, similar to the details on the bridge. At the very top of one, there are small balconies that extend out from the roof, giving whoever's on them an incredible view of the school. That's when I notice a figure sitting on the edge of the roof, watching his students walk by. Geez, that's kind of dangerous. Is he even allowed to do that? Russell seems to notice me staring and pulls out the cigarette from his mouth. I faintly make out the fact that his lips are moving, but I can't hear what he's saying. I wave at him. After nodding his head towards me, he puts the cigarette back. Leaning back against the roof, he stares up at the sky while his arms hold him in place. What a strange dude. The first sight that greets us on the other end of the bridge leaves me breathless. Wow. Karina and Nate hang over the edge of a railing to get a closer view. I've never seen a place this beautiful! I knew this place was here from the pictures, but man, they didn't do it any justice. I join them, taking in the amazing landscape. Region's landmark mountains loom over a lush, expansive garden that stretches out for almost the size of its south campus. Trees, flowers, and shrubbery of all types are arranged in artful, eye-catching ways very reminiscent of a European style. Dotted around the area are sporadic buildings, each maintaining the European theme, giving the place a unique character.
What is this, Chris? Welcome to the Bavarian Gardens, home of the Agriculture and Sustainability Department. This is one of the things USL is best known for. It's been featured in magazines across the world. Yeah, I think I remember my dad mentioning that.
I'll look out at it again. At this point, Brian has joined the other two on the rail.
Meh. It's just a bunch of plants.
I hate to say it, but I agree. It is beautiful for sure, but what exactly does it offer us as students?
Oh, I suppose that's a fair question. If any of you were studying agricultural science or biology, a ton of your classes would be here. We have one of the highest rated botany programs in the country. The dean of the department is a leading authority in the field, in fact. She's super cool too. I had her as my freshman year, as a freshman seminar professor when I first came to USL. Anyone who's ever had Dr. Shatnan as a professor will tell you she's their favorite.
I see. Carlos stands with his arms folded looking out at the garden. So I take it we're going down there next?
No. Eh?
Can't contain myself with that, accidentally verbalizing my surprise.
Unfortunately, due to time restraints, we're gonna have to go right past it. Why's that? Nothing big, really. Just, we spent too much time at the marketplace.
Time we would have spent here, you're saying?
Don't put it that way, we're just running out of time to do everything is all.
Chris starts walking down the nearby stairs, most likely expecting us to follow him.
I'd love to give you guys a grand tour of the garden, but we have something important we have to get to on the other side of these brick buildings you see here. When you have time during the school year, you should totally give it a squiz. There's a lovely little restaurant in the middle, which is a popular hangout place for the science students.
When he looks up from the bottom of the stairs and sees we haven't followed, he panics.
Come on, guys, we have to get going!
It is so comfortable up here.
I roll my eyes at Brian and start walking down towards Chris. He's right, we'll have time to check it out later. At the moment, it's enough to know it exists. We follow Chris down a path that wraps around the exterior of the gardens, which would otherwise give us a nice view inside if it wasn't for these tall hedges in the way.
Ugh.
I sigh quietly to myself. It's funny to think, apparently USL's campus is about medium-sized compared to others, but actually getting to explore it in person, it's freaking huge! I'm honestly kind of glad we got a tour, all things considered. It's better to know where everything is ahead of time instead of stumbling around the place like a headless chicken on Monday. God knows I get lost real easy.
And this is the science side of campus.
Chris holds up an arm and gestures while walking backwards, addressing us with a smile. He leads us into a small plaza between 5 brick buildings covered in ivy, which really lend a historic feeling to the place.
Over here we have the chemistry, physics, geology, and medicine departments.
Points at each corresponding building as he lists them off.
And that one over there is the North Campus Lounge. It's mostly meant for graduate students, but there's space for undergrads to hang out and relax between classes too. We have a fairly high-ranking pre-med program for undergrads interested in the medical field.
Yeesh. USL is ranked high in everything, huh?
Yup.
What is this, an Ivy League school?
Good one, Bennett!
He laughs at me as if I said something really stupid.
Huh?
Ben.
Really? What?
I blink in confusion. I guess I never really looked into what the Ivy League was besides Harvard and Yale. You applied to one of the most prestigious universities in the country. And I thought the panda was bad.
Hey, I heard that!
You're not wrong, though. I'm kind of an idiot, too.
I'm sorry! Alright, guys, looks like he really doesn't know. USL is actually in a 3-way tie for 10th in the national rankings. No, it's not an Ivy League university, but it's still an elite institution.
Okay.
I nod my head and scratch behind my ears. I'm vaguely aware my tail is swishing left and right behind me. That was embarrassing. Chris pulls out his phone and glances at it.
Just enough time. Follow me, everyone.
Starts walking down a path that leads between 2 of the buildings. Come on, Ben. Don't you remember us talking about going to USL together when we were in high school?
Yeah, I guess I didn't really think much of it at the time. It seems so far off still. Yale, USL, Stanford. It all kind of blurred together in my mind.
Feel a finger flick against my shoulder.
Hey!
You dork. She turns around and follows the rest of the group, leaving me behind in the dust.
Wait up!
The path opens up into yet another field, which slopes downward at one end towards the river. There's a second bridge off to the left, which several groups are in the process of crossing. Near the center of this new field, I see everyone is gathering into a huge crowd. This must be what Chris is leading us to.
This is the last stop on a brief tour of campus. Welcome to Caldwell Field. On the other side are our fraternity and sorority houses. Many Greek life events are hosted on this field, so if you're interested in joining one of the organizations, consider checking out Rush Week. I'm down. When's that going to be? I don't know the exact dates, but it should be sometime this month. Ah, yes! Do you know if there are any organizations for literature students? I don't actually. I'm not personally involved in the scene, but I can get info from someone who is. Thank you, darling. I appreciate it. I'd really love a chance to talk about books with others. I don't think they're that kind of thing, Nate. What do you mean? Aren't they meant to connect students with similar interests? It ain't some fancy book club if that's what you're thinking. I can't wait to get my party on, baby! Nate's jaw drops when his naivety is exposed. I'm not the only one out of his element here. Well, technically... As Chris starts mumbling off about the system, I kind of space out for a second. Such a waste of time. I agree. I never really saw the appeal. All I ever hear about them is bad things anyway. I shrug my shoulders. I figured you'd be the one saying live a little, Karina. Hey! You're not supposed to point out my inconsistencies. Chill out. I'm just messing with you. I wink at her. She never liked it when I made fun of her hypocrisy. I'll look into it. Who knows, it might be fun. Carlos continues walking away, probably to withdraw from the conversation. Go for it. I'm going to stick to my studies. Chris seems to have finished his lecture on Greek life at this point, leading us towards the crowd in the center of the field. He walks up to one of the mentors I recognize and calls out his name. Hey, Sam, I'm not late, am I? For once you're not. We're waiting on Layla's group now. Good. You should brief your students on the split. Right. Knowing that Sam's his mentor, I look around for the hooded dragon. But he's nowhere to be seen. Huh. That guy's really good at making himself scarce. Alright, everybody! Chris walks back to us and stands proud. For the next few hours, we're going to split off into groups based on degree programs. So this is it then. No, I'm still your mentor after all. I just can't be in 5 places at the same time. No picking favorites. It's okay, we all know who you would have chosen. Ryan starts to flex, displaying his arm muscles. What a show-off. I love all my mentees equally. I could never choose. We're his favorite. Ugh. You each have your majors declared, yeah? Feel a cold sweat coming on. Now's the part of orientation you get to learn more about your degree and all the awesome stuff in store for you. Practically see the stars in his eyes. Oh, I can't wait! It's about time. I see the ambassador's already starting to hold up signs. I need everyone to head out and find the sign for your major. Hold on, I'm double majoring! How's this gonna work for me? Don't worry, I have my sheet here. Chris digs into his pack and once again flips to a specific page. Okay, who needs my help figuring out where to go? Don't worry about me, I already see my sign. Starts walking away with his back towards us. Oh. Bye, Carlos. Mine is Art, right? Yep. Got it. Thanks, Chris. Karina waves at us as she starts wading into the crowd. Bye, Karina. I'm starting to feel a little left out. Nate, it looks like the sign you're looking for is performing arts. But I'm also studying literature. Your faculty advisor will have all the information you need on how that works. Oh, okay. So we have a student mentor and a faculty advisor. Uh-huh. They're there to help guide your academic development, whilst mentors are here to be your first connection to the school. I get it now. That's pretty neat. Thanks for telling me that, Chris. Fans his fingers as he starts looking for his sign. See everyone later. That leaves just Ben and I. Oh, that's right. Bennett, you need to stay with me. You're undeclared still, so we need you to take some tests. Tests? Brian points and laughs at me, clearly reveling in my surprised torment. Sucks to be you, dude. Aww. I really should have thought harder about what I wanted to do in college. Probably no sign is going to be communications, I know. I just wanted to tease Ben a little. It's all in good fun, though. Good luck, dude. He gives me a wink before walking away. I'll just have to put that down as another thing to get back at him for. Bennett! Chris. Try to be nonchalant about this, but I'm sure my disgust manages to seep through. Oh my god, we have the opportunity to do something amazing with Chris, where every time we see him, we just look, stare at him dead in the eyes, point, and scream at the top of our lungs, Chris Davenport. We have the opportunity to do that. I actually did that with a professor at my first school. I actually did that once. No, like every single time I would see him, I would say his name, and then he'd look at me. Like, I would point at him and say his name, and then he'd point at me and say my name. And it was great. I miss him. Try to be nonchalant about this, but I'm sure my disgust manages to seep through. I can tell you're excited. So am I. Ugh. Fold my arms and pout. I didn't think I'd be doing tests today. They're not that bad. We just need some information about what level courses you're able to take. Meaning? You can't fail. Oh. That's reassuring, I guess. Do not the cat. No, because that was actually part of the fun. That's reassuring, I guess. Besides, I'm the one administering your test, so there's no pressure. Oh. Okay, that part does give me a little reassurance. At least I won't have some crazy teacher hanging over my head like in high school. Follow me, our tests are in the geology building. Instead, I'll have a hyperactive mentor. Glance at the crowd longingly. What I'd give to not have to deal with this crap. Well, the sooner I get it over with, the sooner I can get some rest. Lead the way, Chris. Slump over as I push my Scantron towards the front of my desk. Ugh, I hate tests so damn much! Chris puts down the textbook he was reading and smiles at me from across the room. Why the fuck are you reading a textbook? Like, oh my god. What is the textbook on? What is the subject of the textbook? I feel like it's one of two things. It's a textbook solely on C++ programming, or The Art of War by Sun Tzu. I think that's his name. Chris puts down the textbook he was reading and smiles at me from across the room. Are you finished? Why do I even have to take reading and math tests again? Is this what I took the SAT for? That was more or less to see if you meet minimum requirements. These are placement tests. If you're done with the Scantron, I'll go ahead and take it. We've got a machine to escort down the hall, so it should only take a few minutes. Let out a long, defeated sigh. What's a few minutes when I've already been taking these tests for 2 hours? Exactly! I'm glad to see you're getting into the college spirit, Bennett. I stared at him with a stone-cold glare. How many more of these are there? Are you eager for the next one? No. I answer more curtly than I intend, but still. Why did it have to be tests? And Joseph Joestar would. No, fuck C++ and fuck the people that made it. Why did it have to be tests? Oh. Well, trust me on this, the last one is actually fun. It's a survey designed to help you figure out what field of study you're interested in. I take it I don't actually have a choice, so go ahead and give it to me. Sure thing. You can get started while I score your other tests. He runs up to his desk, grabs another Scantron and a sizable packet, then hands it to me. Be right
my back! Okay.
I slump back down, reading the instructions on the front sheet and preparing for another grueling session. My heart beats painfully against my chest. I don't have a moment to stop and catch my breath, though. I have to keep running. I have to stop him. My footsteps echo as I ascend the stairwell. Adrenaline is all that's keeping me moving at this point. In spite of the horror outside, it's eerily quiet as I approach the tower's top floor. The tears have dried. All that's left is resolve. As I push open the door, I steel myself for what's about to come. Distant screams and the roaring flames of hell surround me. He stands near the edge of the pavilion, staring out at the destruction he's caused. I feel utter rage bubble up from within me. I have to fight back the urge to tackle him to the ground. No. I need answers. Before I'm able to get too close, he finally notices me. Glad you can make it, Ben. He reaches up to his head and slowly pulls down his hood. I recoil in horror. The figure I see bears almost no resemblance to the one I know. While taking a step back, I realize too late that there's debris behind me, causing me to fall flat on my back. I struggle to breathe as the impact knocks the wind out of me. He slowly approaches me, but try as I might, I am no longer able to control my actions. A little force lifts me off of the floor and holds me over the edge by the neck. As he's choking me, he stares directly into my soul. I see you. I jolt awake only to be greeted by Chris's smiling face staring at me from the other side of the desk. Bennett! Great news! You scored super high on your reading comprehension test! I stare at him, exasperated, eyes blinking.
Chris? What the hell was that for? You scared the shit out of me!
His expression quickly deflates. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. It's fine. The adrenaline starts to fade once realization it was just another nightmare sets in.
Sort of running on zero sleep today. I didn't mean to take it out on you.
I've noticed you've been on edge the whole day. Is something wrong? I hope I'm not scaring you away from college.
No, it's not that.
Sink into my seat. Why is it always so difficult for me to say what's on my mind?
It was just a nightmare. It's no biggie. So, it took you a while to score my tests. I'm sorry I dozed off waiting.
He perks back up again now that the subject changed. For some reason I couldn't get the Scantron reader to work. Fortunately I was able to tinker around and found a solution. I can't believe how inefficient everything was set up. There were chords tied up in knots, kinks in bad places. I got carried away and redid the entire computer lab setup. I stare at the shepherd incredulously.
Are you kidding me?
Technology is a big hobby of mine. I lean back into my chair and create some distance between us. Oh, I just know he loves modding games. He definitely has a paid membership for Nexus Mods and or Game Banana. I lean back into my chair to create some distance between us.
I can see that.
Anyway, you scored really well on your reading comprehension test. You'll be able to take any language course you'd like this year.
That's good to hear, I guess.
Math, though... Put on a fake smile to try and mask my gritted teeth.
I'm sure I did fantastic.
You might have to take some remedial courses down the line.
Damn it.
I stare out the window. The sun's getting kinda low. How long have we been at this now?
Here, I finished the last test before I passed out.
Push the packet over to Chris's side of the table. Perfect! I'll go get the results right now. Without saying another word, he dashes out of the room. I turn my attention back to the window. It's a bit hard to see, but behind a few trees I'm able to catch a glimpse of the ocean's horizon. The sun hangs over the glassy surface, giving it an orange-red sheen. Take out my phone to check the time. Crap. Must have ran out of juice sometime during the tests. Sigh and put it back into my pocket, then glance out the window again.
Uh-huh?
Sun's reflection on the window begins to distort. After a few seconds, it splits into two distinct spheres, giving the impression of something staring at me. A cold chill runs down my spine, but I'm unable to look away from it. Soon the rest of the window starts to darken, leaving only those red piercing eyes glaring at me, drawing me in, calling to me. Here we go. I'm snapped back to reality when Chris walks in with a new sheet of paper.
Eh?
Look back at the window to see the scene has returned to normal. The sun continues to set on the horizon. This charming nerd. Let's check out your results together. He wraps around to my side of the table and pulls up a chair.
You okay? Yeah, just sleep deprivation getting to me.
Don't tire out to me too quickly. We've still got a couple things to do before the day is over.
Great. I mean, great!
I fake a smile. These nightmares. I'm gonna have to find a way to ignore them. I don't want them getting in the way of college. He places the page between us so we can both read it. According to the results of all 3 tests, the algorithm suggests you to be interested in journalism. He points a finger at a line towards the bottom.
Wait, really?
Grab the page and look for myself.
Huh. I guess I never thought about that. My dad used to be a journalist before he earned an executive position at WNC. Never pushed me to be one, but...
Glancing over at the window, I can see my reflection looking back at me. The cat has an unexpected smile on his face.
I guess it makes sense, yeah. It sounds like fate.
Images of me traveling the globe, covering world events and inspiring change flow through my mind.
I think the test might be right.
We're gonna leave off here tonight. What the fuck? If I go to chapter select, go to act. Okay. That all is just the prologue. Like, all that is just the prologue, I think. Anyways, stay safe. Have a good night. I don't know how to spell, and I will see you all tomorrow.